Oh man, let's talk about it. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. So, if you guys aren't living under a rock and you're into, diehard boxing fans, you know who Demetrius Andrade is. So he was supposed to fight Zach Parker. I think sometime like around April, maybe like around April or May, sometime around there. That fight had already went to purse bid, and it was a pretty decent purse bid, right? So the fight he got injured, he had to deal with a shoulder injury. Fight got canceled. Um, it's crazy because when around the time that fight got canceled, I was seeing things about Canelo. The WBO had came out and said Canelo wasn't gonna have to fight a mandatory for a little while. So in my head, I was thinking he was kind of on some like either faking the shoulder injury or he like, you know what, I don't I once I fight this guy, I don't want to sit on I don't want to sit on the shelf for a little while and then go into Kendo fight. So I thought he was kind of like trying to drag the fight out. So as soon as he fights Parker and he if he beats him, he doesn't have to wait too much longer to get into the Canelo fight, right? So that's kind of smart. You don't want to have a year. You don't want to end up having a year long activity. Uh, you know, not having any activity for like a year or so, and then having to go into a Canelo fight, right? Um, but yeah. So the new purse bid. There was a new purse bid that happened, and it was not favorable for either fighter, and especially Andrade, considering that the last purse bid was for a lot more money than this, right? So we got this boxing scene article. It says Andrade Parker, Queensberry promotion, 305,000 reclaims interim title fight eyed for November 5th. So let's get into this. Let's get an article by Jake Donovan. It says Frank Warren has reclaimed the rescheduled Demetrius Andrade Zach Parker interim title fight and at a considerable discount. Talk about ah, talk about a discount. The Hall of Fame promoters, Queensberry Promotion, claim promotional rights to the interim WBO super middleweight title fight, submitting 305,000 as the lone bidder during the first bid hearing held Thursday via Zoom. Queensberry's Andy Ailing, I'm assuming that's how you say it, informed the WBO of the company's plan to stage the fight on November 5th in either London, Nottingham, or Parker's hometown of Derby, England. The bid barely exceeded the $300,000 minimum required by the WBO. Per purse bid rules, a 20% deposit of the winning amount, 61,000, must be submitted to the San Juan headquarters sanctioning body within 2 business days. Purse bid terms call for Andrade to earn. All right, so just off rip, right? Like this is how disrespectful. And I kind of want to blame Andrade a little bit, right? He's made some questionable decisions in his career, right? Of course, we all know about backing out the Jamel Charlo fight back when those two were on the same side of the street, and he went. I think he tried to go sign with Rock Nation and kind of mess everything up. So, but look, this is so disrespectful. So the minimum purse required is 300,000. Then you almost have to split that. I think it's 60-40 or whatever it is, 65-35. Either way, that's still not a lot of money considering that Andrade. I think his purse minimum on Matchroom was somewhere around $1 million. I think he got like a million to fight what was dude Jason Quigley or whatever like that, and that wasn't even a big fight, and he still touched like a million, right? I mean, the zone was giving out big checks. They was trying to get everybody right. But let's continue this. Said it remains to be seen if Andrade 31-0 with 19 KO still goes through with the fight, as he is due to make less than 17% of the payday that would have come from their originally scheduled May 21 date in Derby. And honestly, I don't expect him to continue with this fight either, right? But this is the kicker in my mind, right? Because you got to look at it like this, right? This is for the interim title. This is for an interim title. So pretty much whoever wins this fight, they're gonna be the mandatory to Canelo. They're gonna be the mandatory to Canelo's WBO belt. And right now, I'm pretty sure they're gonna find the next person in line for Zach Parker. So if Andrade doesn't take this fight, he falls out the line for even being Canelo's mandatory. But if he does take the fight, he's fighting for crumbs. Like this is bad, and I kind of feel like Queensberry. I kind of feel like Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. This was like some insider, like not insider trading, of course, but this is definitely like some what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know what the term I'm looking for, but you can definitely tell this was like this they it feels like they sat down and it was like, yo, we're gonna screw Andrade, right? So like it feels like Frank Warren got some inside, knowledge that Matchroom wasn't gonna bid on this fight. And we already know PBC's not been on this fight. Top Rank doesn't plan on bidding on this fight, especially after he dropped their belt. Uh, he dropped their belt. He dropped the WBO belt at 160 to avoid fighting Janibek. And then of course those both fighters are Zach Parker and Andrade aren't going to be signed there long term, so it wouldn't really make too much sense for them to pick up the fight. So once Matchroom didn't pick it up, once Frank Warren finds out Matchroom isn't going to bid on the fight, now he don't really got to put any money, and his guy's going to be in line for his guy's going to be in line to be a mandatory for Canelo soon, because we already know damn well Andrade's not taking this fight, but I'd be genuinely surprised. But let's continue, right? Said Queensberry won the rights to the fight earlier this year, submitting a bid of $1,834,050 to outpace Matchroom Boxing, Andre's promoter at the time, who bid 1.7. I'm just gonna say 1.7 million. And Andrade was due 65% of the winning bid, which was gonna make him, was gonna net him 1.1 million for the fight. But he was forced to withdraw from the fight after suffering a shoulder injury, right? So now look, everything even got worse. So he was supposed to get 65% of the purse then, but it says now the terms of the rescheduled purse bid call for a 60-40 split. So now instead of the 60, he's losing 5% of the bid. Like, this is just all bad. If the fight is held in the country of origin, residence, or nationality of one of the contenders, so pretty much Frank Warren, the fight was going to be held in Zach Parker's hometown, of course. So definitely was going to be a 60-40 split. So now, if you considering all that, it only leaves Andre with a payday of 183,000. Though not uncommon for a side deal to be worked out under such circumstances for future entice participants to move forward with the fight. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna really get too much into everything else there. That was the main thing to get into, and I feel kind of bad for Andrade, but he did kind of do it to himself. And man, like if this dude literally goes through his whole career without ever fighting a champion or a former champion, that'd be crazy because I think Andrade is already what, like 32 years old, and he still has never fought a single champion or a single former champion in his career. Like his resume is looking real bad. So now, if he doesn't take this fight, who is he gonna get? Because he's not signed to any promotional. He's not signed to any promotional deal. I'm pretty sure he has a manager that's probably gonna try to line him for something in some of these rankings, WBO rankings. But if he doesn't take this fight, he falls back. He falls kind of down the line, and man, it's just gonna stall his career out even longer. I think he's probably gonna go a whole nother year. Like if he doesn't take this fight, he might go a whole nother, 6 months to a year before he can find another fight. And it's just like the inactivity is probably gonna do him in, especially coming off a shoulder injury, and he's just getting older and older. And he's sitting on the shelf for so long, right? So, um, and then of course he's not gonna be able to get the money that he's probably used to making because he got to work his way back up. And I don't know where we go from here for Andrade, but man, his best bet is to bet on himself, take the short money, and put yourself in position to at least fight for a title. He ducked Janabek at 160. So I guess it's a little kind of karma for him there. But yeah, that's about it for me. I don't really have too many more thoughts on it. I would love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, man. And I'm out. Peace.